This is on my personal channel, so I don't know how many people are going to see this, so I'm going to tweet it out now so people get involved in the conversation. But this is essentially just me doing it on my own personal channel, because sometimes you want to have a chat about stuff that isn't just football. So let me just share this around.
You want to have a chat?
There's the other back. Let me share this around so people can see it. Let me put this on Twitter. 1 second, guys. Hey guys, joining in. I'm just kind of posting this on Twitter. If anyone's joining in, I can see your chat, I think. So do say hello if you're seeing this video now. Because I can say hello and have a chat. 1 sec, guys. One sec, guys. I can see you all, people watching. Right, I'm going to post this on social as well. Well, anyway, is anyone watching this? Let me know if you are. I'll get your comments and all that kind of stuff. I'll be able to chat about a few things, potentially. Potentially, maybe not. Just I'm sat doing not much tonight, so I thought I'd be able to go on here and chat about life and all that kind of stuff. It's Saturday night, I've got a cider in, and I'm just relaxing. I'm going to post this on my own personal channel in the Create Post bit on East Indian Company, so I'll get people coming in. Hello, Ron St. John. I'm just posting about this now on Twitter, mate, so 1 second. See if anyone joins in. So this basically, I'll get out that in a minute, Ron. And see if anyone actually joins in. Ron, it's just me and you at the moment, mate. So we'll see if anyone actually gets involved. On the fight, I mocked it on Twitter. I'm not going to lie, man. I did mock it a little bit on Twitter, but I did kind of sneak it on because we all did. I'm a little bit too old for that kind of stuff, but I still ended up actually coming on and watching it a little bit. And I thought a draw was a fair thing. Something tells me that was going to be always a draw because I think that's what they wanted, really. People actually joined in. Hello, good evening. Hello to people joining in. And Jamie. And this isn't necessarily going to be about football. By the way, we can chat about whatever you want because I thought it's Saturday night. Nick was out with my mates. And I thought I'd do a nice little video. I can just all chat about anything on my other channel, which is not about necessarily about football and whatever. It can be about football. But by the way, this channel you're on now is a personal channel. I don't really upload to it much, but subscribe to that as well so we can all chat about loads of random stuff. Hey, if you want to chat about anything, by the way, let's go for it, because why the hell not? Open Q&A, all that kind of stuff. But absolutely anything. Live, football, I don't know, anything whatsoever, because I've got a drink and we can just chill and talk about stuff. Good evening there to Shoko, Ivor Peer, Prenom Elm, Jamie Biffle, McGregor Boxing Stars. Good evening to you all. And Wolves were lucky today, that's true. I'm kind of switching off on football today because it was frustrating. It was very frustrating, wasn't it, that game? And enough's been said about that on the actual match reaction. I'll be doing a video tomorrow on Steam Company. Yeah, it wasn't great. He was like there saying, Gary saying, I DM'd you the other day about footy, how are you? Gary, my DMs are open on Twitter, and to be honest, I don't check most of them because it's a really bad habit of mine, because I should never have left them open, but I leave them open just in case I get any requests to do collaborations and that kind of stuff. So I always miss loads. So if I missed it, I would reply to it. Something personal, it's just I get really distracted. So Nicola's already joined the live stream there. Hello, Nicola. You know the answer one day. She's trying to hijack it already because she's probably had a few. I didn't reply, Gary. Sorry, Gary. I don't know. I always people haven't replied because I don't reply to most people because I forget to. Anyway, the Rex enjoying Nicola getting involved there. But Ron's woke up at 4:30 for this. 4:30 for this? Oh, the Wolves game, I presume. McGregor said quite nicely, how are you settling into your life in the new apartment with good old Nicola? I'll show you now. This is the flat here now. There's the PlayStation in the background there. There's the flat and stuff. I love it here, mate. Absolutely love it. We're very good. We love this place. It's beautiful. It's an apartment that we're going to miss when eventually it disappears. We don't own it. We just because of the full bottle of wine. Bloody hell, Nicola. When the flat wasn't that dear, it was $8.95 a month. We're renting it, which is we can afford that. We're all right. We're doing it okay. We don't own this flat, so we're just renting it. One day, this flat will be gone, and we'll fall in love with it. It's just life, though, isn't it, how it happens. Nicola, whole bottle of wine. Make sure you drink more at the same time. Nicola's out for mates at the moment, but she's obviously looking at this stream. She must be having great fun. Any PS4 games you've been playing recently? I've just literally completed Far Cry 5. I've had it since I got it. So I've finally completed it because I've had so much going on. I was playing God of War for a bit as well. And Far Cry 5 was good. It was alright. I like the sandbox elements more than the actual story. It was a bit stupid. So yeah, that was quite a good game. What else is going on there? Any questions? If I get, you can get in. And we'll have a chat about stuff. Let me go get my laptop charger. Stay there because it's going to go flat. My laptop. I don't want it to go flat. Hang on. And Nicola, I know you're already in the comments. There causing trouble, no doubt. Get my charger. Any TV series I'd recommend? TV series. I'm a big Better Call Saul fan personally, but that's Breaking Bad's world. I can presume you know about that if you don't already know about it. TV series. Nicola and I watched Sinner recently. Enjoyed that. That was pretty good. What else? Oh, yeah, Sinner's really good. I quite recommend that. That's pretty good. Do I play Fortnite? I don't play Fortnite. I'm more of a single player kind of game. I don't really play online multiplayer games. Can never be bothered. I'd rather just get into a bit of a story than kind of enjoy that world. That's the kind of games I like, really. Someone said, how am I supposed to apply to a non-City fan when they say what's Berting? Right, the Bert thing. Years ago, a United fan mocked up a fake cartoon of what a City fan would look like, and they called him like Bertie Magoo. And it's hard to explain if you Google it. And Bert became a short nickname for a City fan, and the City fans owned it. They owned this negative connotation. And then eventually, like, to be like a proper City fan, like it was a piss take initially. It was to be like a Bert. It's kind of like ironic. It's hard to explain. So if someone's acting like a Bert, they're basically saying you're acting. United fans used to say that in a negative way, saying that's like a typical bitter City fan. But then we kind of owned it, and it's got good and negative connotations. Like you can be a Bert and also be a knob. You can be a Bert and also be a top blue. It's really hard to explain. Very hard to explain. But as most things are in football, it's complicated. I hope I explained it the best I could there. Nicola's enjoying these. Nicola's pissed. And bless her. She does this all the time to wind me up. She knows one day it will happen. It will happen. Don't worry, it'll happen. Jesus, my comments is just all this time. What have I started? I did not expect this at all. What's my definition of happiness? Definition of happiness. To be content. My definition of happiness is just to feel content and at ease in whatever you're doing at any moment. That's happiness for me. When you're not worrying about things. It doesn't matter what it is. You don't have to be anywhere fancy. You don't have to be anywhere expensive or be doing anything particular. Happiness can come from doing this or being absolutely doing anything. Nicola's got a vibe now. She's being sociable. Nicola, go. Happiness is Nicola Byrne because she's the best. But that's my definition of happiness. It's just being. I love these questions, by the way. I love doing these things. This is happiness. I'm content when I'm doing this, when I'm chatting to people. I'm content when I'm just sat on my sofa on a Saturday morning, waking up and we're like, Nicola and I put the cafetiere on the coffee thing. We've got a new coffee maker thing over there, so we're messing around with it. That's content happiness for me because we're just messing around. And we sat there this morning, we're like, oh, it's nice, isn't it? We're just relaxed. That's happiness. And that feeling of just in that right moment. When you get a moment, even if it's little, you just don't feel stressed. I know it's simple, but that's what happens to me anyway. I like that kind of stuff. And Ron's is Aguero. Yeah, that'd be good. Jerry reckons I should put a ring on it, but not a Zelda ring. Though Nicola's a Zelda fan too. She even bought me an Ocarina. 1 second, stay there. Nicola got me this once from a Christmas present. It's an Ocarina from Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Sorry, I'm loving these comments. It's great fun. But yeah, Nicola got me that because Nicola's a Zelda fan and she's an absolute legend. Now she's gone leg it, Steve. She's a nightmare. She's a nightmare, but she's my nightmare. Any life advice? Just left college, Gary. Enjoy yourself, mate, and do what you want, but do it passionately. That's all I'll ever say. Is we are proper nerds. You can't deny that. Sorry, but yeah, life advice. I would just enjoy yourself. I know it sounds weird, but I always kind of chase what I do. I went to university. I shouldn't have gone to university. I did a year there, and I dropped out, and I realised I loved music, and I kind of got into that a little bit. And I just jumped around from various things to various things. My life's a bit of a mess in general in terms of like just following whatever I want to do. But I'm quite a creative person, and I'm very spontaneous, and I've always liked to do stuff. I've been in a music PR promoting bands. I've been a musician myself. I've run a club night. I've wrote for a bit. I've just done loads of random shit. And now I'm a YouTuber apparently, which is weird. It just happens. But in general, life advice: just work really hard and also always be on the front foot in terms of always push yourself. I know it sounds really weird, but I've never got any chances without having to force them. In life, you just have to be the one to actually kind of take the initiative a little bit. And if you do, you will get chances. Be charming, be polite, and be never afraid to ask. If you literally ask, you get things. But anyway, am I a coffee or a tea guy? Both, mate. I like tea, mainly herbal tea, but I got into coffee more recently. I think as life gets more stressful, you drink more coffee. That's what I've learned. I should go on the kickoff. Yeah, Thomas, I nearly went on the kickoff once, and I'd love to go on it again. To Jordan's kickoff, I nearly went on it, but I said, could you pay for my train to London, because I'd be off to work, and they wouldn't pay for my train to London. I didn't want a fee, and I thought that was fair, and they couldn't do that. I was like, I would have been losing lots of money at the time. I didn't have much money, so it didn't happen. They just kind of blanked me after that. Hopefully they'll go on one day, but yeah, I know the Coral sponsor it, and I thought, surely we can pay for one train to London. That's not a big ask, really, is it? Because I couldn't afford it myself, and they wanted me to be on as a guest. Didn't happen. I know they definitely can afford it, so oh well. Anyway, Shoko saying, how's living in Manchester as a student? Do you know what, Shoko? I've never lived in Manchester as a student. That sounds weird. I kind of lived there as a young person, but I've never lived in a student. I went to Chester University. But Manchester is a great city. Pretty much everything you ever want to do is here. It depends where you're from. Where you're from, Shoko? And we'll see it there. Ron's dream is to be Man City manager. Well, dream big, mate, and go for it. Nicola, you're not a nightmare. You're not at all. He was winding you up, and he was one of those like, no, she's gone kind of jokes. Nicola, you're the best, and you know this. And you know I love you absolutely loads. Said on a live stream. I was even talking about your Karate, Nicola, look, because you're the best. During exams, I drunk coffee like water, but now I rarely drink it. Yeah, it's how it is, Zamo. Do I think Spurs will stuff the rags? No, I think United will somehow scrape that. That's just what they do. Thomas saying he has a new sponsor who'll probably pay for it now. Maybe he does. Are you having drinks with your mates? No, you get to 32 and those opportunities, they slow down, honestly. Those night out things slow down quite a lot. I don't mind though, it's fine. I'll probably see him like next week or something like that. Gil's a keeper when she drops evil sad faces rather than emojis. Yes, that's McGregor's right there. Nicola, if you're reading that. Nicola drops evil sad faces. She's a fan of the mischievous one. This is one of Nicola's favourites now. I'll show you one of Nicola's favourite emojis. It's this one here. This mischievous little bastard. See that emoji there? I've just typed in the chat. That's one of Nicola's favourite ones. Ron's just asked as well if I've just finished All or Nothing. I have. It's just on there on TV in the back. I was just playing it on Prime. Literally finished it now. And it was good. It was really good. I kind of agree with people that you didn't learn much. It was just loads of fun. And that's what I wanted it to be. Don't watch any YouTubers. Yeah, I watch Casey Neistat quite often. A bit of Philip DeFranco every now and then. I watch some game things every now and then. I like kind of people who I can learn from. I feel like I can learn a little bit from Peter McKinnon every now and then. He's really good. He's a really good creative vlogger, and he kind of I watch his tutorials more than his actual vlogs. His vlogs are not interesting, but I like his tutorials and how to use Premiere and all that kind of stuff. Casey Neistat's probably my favourite, to be honest. I used to watch H3 quite a lot, but they disappeared, so yeah. I don't play Fortnite, no, I just never got into it. It's not really my thing. Do I miss Kiki Masamba? Not, yeah, well, yeah, I guess past the Dutch on the left-hand side and all that. How did it take you this long to watch it? Shako, just busy, mate. Life's busy. Nicola did get me into YouTube. She did. Shako, when you make videos at work every day, and then you have to cook and wash and do all the house stuff, you just don't get time sometimes to watch stuff. And, everyone else, Nicola has TV as well, we play games, and it just happens. Nicola did get me into YouTube. I would not be sat here doing this now if it wasn't for Nicola. So Nicola's the best there. Jay, I played Rocket League and FIFA a bit in the past. I quite like Rocket League, but as I said before, I don't really play online multiplayer games. I can't be bothered. I like story games like Mario or Zelda or Uncharted or Last of Us or Far Cry I played recently. I played God of War. I like big epic games. That's the kind of games I can get into. Stuff I can really sink my teeth into. I'm not really one for quick 10-minute bursts. Yeah, so that's not my kind of game really. It used to be, but now as life got busy, I'd rather have one game I can just kind of lose myself in. It's proper immersion for me. That's the kind of games I like. Mr. Game Controller saying H3 started focusing on the podcast. They did, yeah. I don't watch much of their podcasts, so I've done the GTA 5 story, yeah, years ago, and that was a good game. That was years ago now, like 5 years ago. So I need to kind of maybe replay that one day. I might do. I'm looking forward to Red Dead Redemption 2. That's going to be well good. Del Strand wasn't weird, he was just upset. I felt exactly the same leaving the ground. I was like, fuck this, fuck that. Couldn't be bothered with it at all. Do I listen to any podcasts? I should do. I've listened to bits of a few, but never enough. Like I always mean to. And one day I'd like to start a podcast as well. Nicola and I have actually been talking about that, so maybe we will one day. But I don't know. I like podcasts. I just don't listen to enough of them. I've got a very short attention span. That's my biggest problem. Like I tend to get distracted quite easily. What's your thoughts on EPL games per season we play in the USA? I'm going to offend you here. I presume you're American, Jacob Lackey. If you're not, sorry. If you are, sorry, because I don't really like it personally. It's not a pride thing. It's just I think in general, teams shouldn't move around to follow overseas fans. I think like MLS games should be in America, and I think English games should be like in England. It's just I think it's a principle thing. I think the club slowly starts to lose its identity if these things happen. I understand why someone wouldn't like that, but for me, it's a principle thing. And regardless if there's overseas fans who want to watch it, they've chosen to support an overseas team. That's pretty much comes with the territory, in my personal opinion. If you watch overseas teams, you kind of expect to have to go to their country to watch them play. That's just how it is. I mean, like that's the reason. It's part of tourism as well. And also, I would just hate the idea. Yeah, as I sort of said, imagine being a season ticket holder for 4 years and you got to travel to America. It doesn't seem right in my person. NFL has sold out putting games in Europe. I totally agree with that personally. Though, yeah, we'll get onto that in another day. Anyway, as Jacob personally as well, if you came to watch a game in America and you watched it, I don't know, in Salt Lake City somewhere, it's just not the same. It just won't be the same. You want to hear the shit Manc accents like myself. You want to hear them singing all the songs. It's not the main songs like the Yaya Toure song. It's the smaller ones that you hear that you wouldn't hear there. The little small ones that mean something to the fans locally. The ironic ones. You want to hear them taking the piss out of the Spurs fans next to you. You want to hear all this kind of stuff. That's the stuff you want to hear. You want to feel the atmosphere, and that's a Manchester City game. That's a Premier League game, and you want to see the Premier League in its natural habitat. To me, do you want to be a little bit like, do you know how we all love going to the zoo? The zoo's great, but you can't quite wish. You can't help but feel. I much would rather see that lion in the African plains somewhere, not actually in a cage. It'd be a little bit like that. You kind of enjoy it because you get to see these animals up close, but a small part of you does start to think, I kind of wish it wasn't in a cage. It was actually where it should be because it's more natural, it's more fun, and it real. I know it's a bit of a weird analogy, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, it wouldn't feel right in my personal opinion. I know it's only football, but yeah. Anyway, Delph did just keep saying about the basics of football. I think that was his emotional reaction, and I don't think Pep agreed with that because Pep doesn't like that stuff. Pep likes to think it's all in the head and not about running harder. But anyway, yeah. How are the price of tickets in Manchester compared to the prices of USA pre-season games? I don't know how much they cost in the USA. How many dollars does it cost for a pre-season game? An average match ticket over here costs like somewhere between 30 and 60 quid, I would say. It's so much more expensive down in London. $200. Why? Isn't that about 140 quid or something? Yeah, that's about 2.5 times more expensive. That's ridiculous. Let me just Google that, the current exchange rate. $200. Let me just type in this. $200 in pounds is 155 quid. That's 155 pounds. That's about £100. About 3 times more than a ticket over here at the moment. That's so expensive. That's genuinely taking the piss. And it's a friendly as well. Very first City player that was awful for us. Ooh, tough question. I don't know. I don't really know. I used to have a soft spot for like Sun Ji-hai a little bit because I don't know why. I just always thought he was quite nice. I thought he was a nice lad and he tried his best and he worked hard and he was a bit shit. And there's something to be said about that. Let me just retweet that thing again anyway on Twitter so more people join in potentially. People do line up to pay that money. It's crazy. It's a stupid amount of money. It's a shame because they're taking the piss out of you, especially when most players aren't even back yet. Chip, that's a crazy thing. We will not sell Mahrez by December because that is genuine. That's just silly. Mahrez will need months to get into the rhythm of Manchester City's way, and he'll be fantastic. We signed Felipe Anderson. He would just struggle to set into City's way as well. You don't realise, like, playing football for Pep isn't like playing football for anyone else. It's playing football. It's like learning quantum physics. It takes a while to get it, but when you get there, it's great. Like, we were not going to sell Mahrez because that would be that'd be just stupid. It'd be genuinely stupid. Mahrez will be around for a while, and he'll be fantastic. I don't think Kurlika was shit at the Rex, but he was alright, yeah. But yes. Guys, enjoying this. It's quite nice, isn't it? I'll do like another 10 minutes just chatting away. So, Adam's saying, do you reckon Fodo and Sancho will get the A-time for England in a couple of weeks? Maybe. There's no point calling them up if they're not going to play for England, is there? But I do think that's actually true. Or kind of know it's true. I've heard strong rumours, put it that way, about Sancho and Foden being called up, and I would not be surprised at all, given the fact that these friendlies are absolutely pointless. But anyway, away from football, because that's for the other channel. So any non-football stuff, feel free to ask that as well, because I know we all go back to football, but even like the US stuff's not definitely. It's more about principle, isn't it? So that's not always football either. But you know, anyway. KSI, but everyone's talking about KSI again. Bless yous. Yeah, I kind of watched a bit of that. It wasn't too bad in the end, to be honest. It was actually an alright fight. It was okay. If you had to live anywhere in the world besides Manchester, where would it be? That's a good question. I'm one of those people who genuinely likes home comforts a little bit, so it's hard to say that. I'm a big fan of just the rural beauty of places like the Highlands in Scotland, but then I would love to see like the rockier places of Canada with the mountains, and then maybe somewhere like New Zealand or something like that. Though New York was fantastic, and I can imagine it's stressful, but New York just amazing when I was there. I absolutely love New York. That was so good. One of my favourite places I've ever been to, so maybe there. What's your favourite beer? I don't really drink beer, unfortunately. I'm more of a spirits and a cider person. But spirits, I'm a big fan of rum, personally. Pretty much most rums, apart from one rum called Rum Belly, and I'm obsessed with it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Your biggest fear? This sounds really negative and bleak. It's just losing someone. I'm not scared of anything else other than losing someone. I know it sounds really bleak, but it's genuinely it. I'm not scared of animals. I'm not really scared. I'm a little bit scared of heights, but they don't scare me, if you know what I mean. I can deal with them. I'm not scared of like failure. I'm not scared of having no money or anything like that. I've got no real fears other than just someone that I love not being right. That's what scares me. That's it, literally that. Just the fear of losing someone or someone that I love being in a bad situation. That's all I'm scared of. Whatever happens to me, I couldn't give a shit about. I'll be alright. I'll get over it. That's literally it. Do you have you ever had cocaine? No, I'm not. I'm quite a clean-cut person. I've never been near that stuff. My camera setup, I've got this here. Someone asked me what camera setup. This is just a webcam at the moment, but that's a Panasonic G85. It's got a Rode mic, which Casey Neistat made quite famous for. It's detachable mic. It's nice. I can't get it to work on this phone, annoyingly, so I can't use it for the audio for that. But it's just a G85 lens. Sorry, it's G85 with a what millimeter lens is it? I cannot remember off the top of my head. It's 18mm, but I've got another 3mm wide angle length version of it, so it's got a nice wide view, and I'll show you it right now. On there we go. Oh, there's no memory card in it, so it's moaning about me. But that's my camera. I like it a lot. It's a very good camera for the price I pay for it. And I've also got look that. I've also got this camera over here. 1 second. This is my other camera over here. This is one I see use at games. You know when I'm doing vlogs at Man City games and that. This is the other one that I use. It is this camera. It's a Sony RX100, because you're not allowed to take cameras into the Etihad. They've got detachable lenses. So if your lens comes off like that, they see it as essentially like broadcast quality potentially, and it is good. It's a nice camera. So, but these ones, because it's not got a detachable lens, they think it's just a point and shoot camera, but they don't realise if it's flat as it. It's got a really good little lens on it, and it's got a nice retractable screen, so I can frame things, which is good. So this is a really good camera. Very underrated little piece of equipment. It cost me a lot of money at the time, but it was worth it because it's fantastic. That's my current camera setup. Am I a virgin? Definitely not. Definitely not. And if you are, there's nothing wrong with that. You ever been to a brothel? No, I'm a far too classy a person for that, and it'd be bloody weird if I did. Don't you go get an Oasis reunion? Yeah, of course, money speaks. There will 1,000,000,000% be an Oasis reunion at some point. My camera that one cost me like 600 quid 3 years ago, but I don't regret it at all. It's fantastic for a point and shoot. You've seen my vlogs, games. I think it's really good quality compared to a lot of stuff we do for people on phones. And this one cost about 700. The various lenses, I've got about 200-300 quid as lenses, and then that cost about 100 quid the mic as well. I like it though, good quality equipment, and I use anything I earn from YouTube to spend it on equipment, which I think is probably the best way to do it, really. What other questions? That's the one I take to vlogs. Someone asked, that's the one I take to vlogs. Yeah, I can't take the big one, as I was saying before. Would I have done I only know Despacito, those two songs were on. I don't know My Feelings, sorry. I'm not into that kind of music, so Favorite sport other than football? Do you know what I really like? Tennis. I don't watch many sports, but I'm big into tennis. But I can watch most sports in general, enjoy them. I find tennis fascinating for some reason. I don't know why. I don't watch much of it, but when I do, I don't watch much sports other than football these days because I'm so busy all the time. But no, tennis I really like it. If I ever watch it much. Have I ever been arrested? No. As you probably guessed, I'm a pretty clean-cut person. I don't really tend to cause much trouble. I just get on with life because life's been quite a nice guy. I've never been arrested. Never been involved with the police in the slightest, really. Favorite football celebration? It's got to be Vinny's like proper mental reactions because that's what I would do if I scored. Sport I hate the most? I don't know. I've never really thought about it strongly. Darts. I find it fucking nonsense. Sorry, I just don't get how darts is so big. Fair enough. I went to college. I went to university for 1 year. I did journalism for a year at Chester University, and I didn't really kind of get into it. I didn't really say so. Jay, I did say I was going to start stream games, but once again, I've just not had the time. Life gets busy. Sometimes you do a video in the evening, and it takes me about 2 hours doing a Steam company video, and then I'm like, I'm knackered now, so I'm going to go and have some dinner, and then before I know it, it's 10:30 at night, and I don't get around to doing it. Craig, I've not had a fight for like 10 years, and that was because someone hit me on a night out, and it lasted about 8 seconds. It was as short as that. I've not had many fights at all. Craig, you asked me a lot of very aggressive questions, but you got anger issues, mate. I don't really fight. I don't really get in trouble or do seedy things, really. I think I'm quite a good person. Do you have a favourite genre of music? Yeah, I'm kind of a guitar head, really, but I like kind of cinematic stuff like scores, music, orchestral stuff. I used to be in a band, so it's like indie rock stuff, really. That's kind of my thing. I'm big onto my bands, really. I'm not a great cook, Liam Enio, even being honest. I kind of like to cook, but I'm not great at it. I kind of try my best. I'm okay. Nicola does more cooking than I do, and I do a lot more cleaning. So, favourite soundtrack? Interstellar soundtrack. Zimmer just kind of hits me musically. I don't know how he does. Zimmer just kind of tugs at my heartstrings. Have you ever shoplifted? Maybe like a magazine when I was about 14, maybe. That's just about it. My band will have a reunion because there's no demand for it, unfortunately. So sadly not. Favourite movie of all time? Jurassic Park. I'll always say that because people will laugh, but I stand by it because it's a fucking incredible film. That I really like. A lot of science fiction films as well, but Jurassic Park, what a film. If I could have any guitar, what to choose? To be honest, I've never been big on getting some crazy guitar. I just really like my telly. You know, this cost me about 300 quid as a gift, actually. And I've always loved this guitar. It's nice. I don't really have like crazy guitar goals, really, but I just always like something simple like that, and that's all we've done. I've never thrown a latte on the field of a football game, no, despite popular weird assumptions by someone on Twitter. Someone's trying to wind me up. Chip, I don't really use this channel, to be honest. I just have it, so I thought I'd use it today because it just doesn't really work on the same company. Do I like any of the Marvel films? Yeah, most of them are quite fun. I really like Spider-Man Homecoming. I thought that was really, really fun. Someone said plays a song. 1 second. Do you know what? I've not picked up a guitar in about 2 weeks, so I'm not sure what to play. I don't really know what to play, to be honest. I'm gonna put it away now. That was just a bunch of random chords. I kind of hold it. I'm 32 years old. There's Will's question. Do you believe in ghosts? No, probably not really. Darude Sandstorm. So, here's Wonderwall. Bloody hell. I played her. I did play her because it was easy. Because that's the first thing. Wonderwall. Everyone can play Wonderwall. There we go. Easy. Nice and easy one for everyone to play. I played Despacito too. I'd never even heard of it. Wonderwall, yes, you got it. There you go. You got all or nothing. What was my first Man City game? It was February the 20-something in 1994. Man City won 2-1 against Swindon. Kevin Horlock was playing for Swindon and scored an own goal. And I was sat in the north stand at Main Road, and it was the best day of my life at the time. I loved it. I got goosebumps walking up over into the concourse, right through the steps, and looking out at the pitch first time I saw Main Road. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah, I agree, Rex. I'll just play some music for everyone. Do you ever get upset about growing older? Wow, well, talk about cutting me right in the heart there, man. Nah, I'm quite a young at heart person. My family is my mum and dad are like late 50s, and they're both just like the funnest, coolest people in the world. Seriously, so like they're just like, so they're really youthful and playful, and like my mum and dad are like that. I could sit and play Mario Kart with them, and it'd be fun and it'd be class. So they're like 30 years older than me, and they're not like they're not dull in the slightest. So like if they're that cool, I always think, hey, I'm fine with that. So yeah, so if they're, I don't really mind getting older because Nicola's Mint, my friends are cool. I like what I do, so yeah. So I don't really mind getting old. Sometimes you do feel old though. You're like, God, I feel so out of touch with life because you see like 15-year-olds and stuff talking about stuff you haven't got a clue about. And like, the fuck, man, I feel old. Fortnite makes me feel quite old because I've got no interest in it whatsoever, and everyone's obsessed with Fortnite. And I'm like, and the KSI stuff as well. I get it all, but yeah. How often am I going to do live vids for this channel? I don't really know. I just thought I'd do it tonight because I was sat the first time I've been on my own in ages. I had nothing to do. I completed Far Cry tonight. I completed Far Cry 5, and I finished All or Nothing. So I was like, what can I do now? I couldn't be bothered starting a new series. So I thought I'd jump on a live stream. Do I ever miss Blooming Horizon TV? Yeah, of course I do, because it was good friends. I made like some proper good friends for life there. I'm very lucky. Like I feel like I see Paul the most by a long way, but I still speak casually to like Elliot Walter and Alex. Not loads, but I'll speak to them, you know. And it's nice that, because I feel like I genuinely made friends there from that, so I'm very, very lucky. Paul's become one of my good friends, like a really good friend. So Blooming Horizon actually taught me how to edit videos, taught me how to present YouTube, taught me how to do social media, and it actually made me a friend for life, so I can't complain. I love Blooming Horizon, but it just died because sometimes companies cut jobs, you know, and that's it, and we all got left out of our jobs, so that was it. You filling the void? Yeah, of course you are. I like Far Cry games, Choco. So yeah, Far Cry 5 was good fun. I just like Far Cry games. They're good fun. I don't get any inside knowledge at all. I don't really speak to Adam QF anymore for various reasons. He doesn't really speak to me anymore. So he never told me anything. And Paul does not tell me anything because he knows I would blah blah blah. Now, I wouldn't give it away anyway, but he just doesn't want to risk it because I think City are quite paranoid about information being linked. So Paul's never told me anything ever about City because he's too scared to. So I don't blame him. I wouldn't tell me anything either. Football comms. He has orange juice downstairs, but he can't be bothered to go and get it. Advice: don't get it, mate. Fuck it. The orange juice wants to stay down there. It's its own problem, really, isn't it? Douglas Luiz or Claudio Gomes. You're asking me about a number 8 who's Brazilian, who's a lot more experienced, against a small number 6 who's just turned 18. They're different players for different roles, so I don't really can't really compare them, to be honest. No, I've never hit a dog, Craig. Craig, you're an angry young man. You've done a lot of angry things, and you're trying to justify it in your head, aren't you? Paul got his job because he's a very good cameraman, and they hired him because they wanted a cameraman, and they got him, and he applied and got in touch, and they got him, and he's very good at it. So fair play to him. I will be getting Spider-Man because I'm getting Spider-Man because it's just based in New York, and I want to play it, and it'd be good fun. This is a very good question from Shako. Really difficult question here. How would you describe an intelligent person? I always think intelligence in its purest, simplest form is overrated because intelligent people can process information, but to me, intelligence is knowing what to do with that information. I always think, in general, there's no point being supremely intelligent if you have, well, in a traditional sense, if you don't know how to process information and make it useful. And to me, intelligence is people who are really, really practical and get things done and learn quickly and are useful. That's intelligence. And then intelligent people as well, people who get through to people. So, like, how would I describe an angry person? Craig, you. Thank you, McGregor, for the kissing my arse with an intelligent response. But I do believe that in general, intelligence isn't numbers. My mum, and bless her, my mum isn't an academic at all. Like, she didn't really do well at school because she had a tough upbringing, and she's terrible with numbers. She's not great at grammar. But my mum is one of the most intelligent people I've ever met in my life. Know in my life, because my mum reads people better than anyone, and everyone trusts her. And like, she's just very good with people, my mum, and like, to me, that's more important than being good at maths or being good at figures. Like, to be able to understand people and to be able to feel comfortable and be able to read people, that I don't met mother, no, and that to me is intelligent. Yes, I had piss on the street, Craig. There you go. You got me saying something. What was the lowest point of your life so far? What's that? McGregor saying, I wanted to kiss your ass and tell the chat how you worked at IBM and read it out loud. Okay. Lowest point in my life. I don't know. I kind of, I don't know, like not the lowest point in my life, but like when the band ended, I kind of, even though I was happy, and I was a bit gutted about that. I wasn't really devastated because it was coming for a long time, but that ending was like quite sad because it was like failure, and there's loads of little moments in the band stuff, and also dropping out of university because that was the first time I ever didn't really know what I was going to do with my life, and I felt lost. But other than that, I've been quite blessed. Even when I've had no money, I've had good family and friends around me, so I can't really complain. It's just like deep stuff when you lose someone, that kind of stuff is the lowest point. But anyway, hard tacos or soft tacos? Hard tacos for me. It's going to be a soft taco. It may as well be a fajita, and fajitas are, you know, they're different things. So, Craig, man, you're alright, little creep. Craig, you'll be on a register soon if you're not careful. What's the lowest? You met your mother when? I met her like 32 years and 11 months, and I'm trying to work out exactly how old I am. I have no idea. 32 years. Shit, I'm nearly 33 soon. 2 weeks is my birthday, fucking hell. That's a long way. Most expensive thing I own is probably my laptop that I'm looking at right now, which is £1,800, a MacBook Pro. Best ever dinner. Best ever dinner. Oh, Nicola and I had this amazing steak in Scotland once. That was incredible. It's just like, where was it? It was like this little hotel thing. It was just incredible. Like, it was some live music playing. There was like a log fire on. It was just great. So that was one of the best dinners I've ever had. It was just a perfect moment. The food was incredible. Football, thank you for checking my Twitter. Even if it is largely shite, I appreciate it. Favourite takeaway? Oh, I don't know. I'm just a big pizza person, personally. And I also love chicken. Chicken is great. Best punch you ever give someone? Probably my brother at some point. My brother's probably... Craig's got like proper angry issues. It's great. I'm enjoying it. And he's playing on it now. I know he is. Who's your favourite club apart from City? I don't know. I don't really have one. I used to love anyone Messi plays for, really. I know that tends to be Barcelona for obvious reasons, but I tend to love watching Messi because I used to, when City was shite, I used to like watching Arsenal. I always watched City, but I appreciated Arsenal's team with Henry and Bergkamp and Lundberg and Perez. That was years ago because I loved the football they played. I thought it was fantastic. But I didn't support them. I just liked watching them on TV. They were great. But in general, I never had a second team. I had Juventus a little bit when I was a kid because Serie A used to be on every Sunday. I used to watch Juventus as just an Italian football, so I always used to watch them because they were on. And I loved Juventus when I was a kid. I was still a City fan first and foremost, but I used to love watching them, so I'd always tune in to watch Juventus. I had like Ravanelli and Vialli and Del Piero and all that kind of... No, sorry, Di Baggio, all that kind of lot. So that was great. Anyway, has all nothing changed your views on how you play positively and negatively? Yeah, a little bit. It's seeing how much Otamendi cared for the club. That surprised me a lot. So that was Tinder dates for swipe right. It was like one, as you know, as this. So Henry Aguero debate. Henry's probably more mercurial, but Aguero is probably more clinical, I would say. So it's a very different confrontation. But either way, they're both absolutely incredible. I'm a City fan, so I'm going to choose Aguero, but Henry was just ridiculous. If I was a football manager, what would your style be like? Honestly, I would definitely think I'm a bit Pep-esque. I really like to think as Nicola would say as well, she would say, I'm very emotional, passionate when I get going. And I also like to think I'm a bit of a people person. I'm probably not, I'm probably talking nonsense, but yeah, that'll be it. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to start to wrap it up now because I've been chatting for like 40 minutes. I quite enjoyed this though, so I'll do this before, I reckon. My position on the pitch, I was creative, by the way. I was a creative playmaker. That's my style. Put your tallest man up front if you Brexit football. I don't have a car. I don't have a car, unfortunately. I'm still learning to drive. I've stopped it so many times. I'm going to finish it soon, just because various reasons, like jobs being nearby. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go, guys, because I'm going to go and play a game now or something. Anyway, because I'll be up for another hour and I'll just play a game. All right, in a bit. You want to do more of these? I quite enjoyed this chat. It was good fun. If you want me to see do more of these, just kind of let me know in the comments and subscribe to this channel. I'll do more every now and then. In a bit.